Good morning students, welcome back. I am Abrar Ahmed. Today we are going to start class 10th physics chapter 3 electricity. Electricity is one of the most important chapter because today all industries, schools, hospitals are run with the help of electricity. Without electricity, modern life is not possible. So electricity is one of the most important chapter. In this chapter, we will study about current, how current flow through the conductors, and what are the conductors and insulators, which is best conductors. You know, silver is the best conductor among the all. So in this chapter we will study about conductors, currents, heating effect of currents, resistance, potential, factor affecting potential, etc. So let's start this chapter. Our first topic is electric current. So let's know what is electric current, or we can simply say current. It is current. So current is the rate of flow of charge. Current is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. Current is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. It's called electric current. So definition is the rate of flow of charge. Rate of flow of charge through any cross section area. Through any cross section area of the conductor. Through cross section area of the conductor is called electric current. Is called electric current, or simply we can say current. To understand, we are taking one more definition of electric current. The amount of charge. The amount of charge flowing through a cross section of a conductor per unit time. The total amount of charge flowing per unit time of through any conductor is called electric current. It is denoted by I. Current is denoted by I. Electric current is denoted by I. So current is charge per unit time. It is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. So it is the ratio of charge to the time. Current is the ratio of charge to the time. Current is denoted by I, charge is denoted by Q, and time is denoted by T. So I is equal to Q upon T. Now its SI unit is ampere. Its SI unit is ampere because SI unit of charge is coulomb, SI unit of time is second. So coulomb per second is called ampere. It is denoted by A. So what is electric current? Electric current is nothing but the rate of flow of charge per unit time. It is the rate of flow of charge per unit time, or we can say amount of charge flowing through any cross section area per unit time. So both are the definition of electric current. You can write
Now our next topic is electric potential. So let's start. The amount of work done to bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a point in an electric field is called electric potential. It is denoted by V and its SI unit is volt. So formula is potential is equal to work done divided by charge. So simply we can say potential is the amount of work done to bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a point in an electric field. It means potential denote where the current flows. Potential indicates the direction of flowing of current. So potential is denoted by V, its SI unit is volt. It shows the direction of current.
now our next topic is Ohm's law. Ohm's law is one of the most important topic. So Ohm's law, what is Ohm's law? We know that this is the conductor. This is the conductor. When we apply potential difference across the end of the conductor, so current is flowing, current flow due to potential difference. So when we apply potential difference across the end of the conductor, so current is flow. So this current is directly proportional to potential. This current is directly proportional to potential. This is called Ohm's law. Current is directly proportional to potential. So what is Ohm's law? A German scientist, George Simon Ohm, a German scientist, he was from German, a German scientist. The full name of Ohm is George Simon Ohm. George Simon Ohm is the full name of Ohm. So a German scientist, George Simon Ohm, in the year 1828 gave the most fundamental law of electricity, known as Ohm's law. A German scientist, George Simon Ohm, gave the most fundamental law of electricity, known as Ohm's law. So according to this law, if the physical property of the conductor does not change, remember the condition. According to this law, if the physical properties, remember the point, if the physical properties of conductor does not change, physical property means the length of the conductor does not change, the length of the conductor should not be changed, the temperature of the conductor should not be changed, the shape and size of the conductor should not be changed. So if the physical property of the conductor does not change, then the current flowing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Is directly proportional to this current is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across the end of the conductor. Ohm's law applied only for those conductors whose physical property does not change. Physical property means length of the conductor does not change, area of the conductor does not change, shape and size of the conductor does not change, and temperature also should not be changed. Then Ohm's law is applicable. So according to Ohm's law, if the physical condition of the conductor does not change, then current flow through the conductor, this current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Current is directly proportional to potential difference. So we can understand, suppose I is the current flowing through the conductor, I is the current, and V is the potential. So according to Ohm's law, I is directly proportional to V. I is the current, V is the potential. So I is directly proportional to V. So when we remove this proportionality sign, so a constant come, V is equal to RI. This R is the proportionality constant, is called the resistance of the conductor, because the resistance of the conductor is different for different conductors. So Ohm's law, a German scientist, George Simon Ohm, gave the most fundamental law of electricity in 1828. This is called Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, if the physical property of the conductor does not change, then current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to R, directly proportional to potential. Current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to potential. This potential is directly proportional to current. So when we remove this proportionality sign, a constant come. The R is the proportionality constant, is called resistance. Where R is the proportionality constant, called as electrical resistance of the conductor. So it is very easy. You already studied in 10th class. Now you have to again study Ohm's law. So Ohm's law is current is directly proportional to potential. We can remember V equal to RI. Now you can write electrical resistance. We know that according to Ohm's law, current is directly proportional to potential. We know that according to Ohm's law we studied in previous video. So according to Ohm's law, current is directly proportional to potential. So current is directly proportional to potential. It means when we remove the potential directly proportional sign, a constant comes where R is the proportionality constant, and this proportionality constant is called resistance. So resistance is V by I. It is the ratio of potential per unit current. It is the potential required to flow the unit current of the conductor. So V by I is equal to R, and this R is constant. This constant is called resistance. So resistance is the off traction. It is the off traction in the path of current. It is the off traction. Off traction means rukawat. Off traction in the path of current. So according to Ohm's law, current is directly proportional to the potential. It means current is directly proportional to potential. When we remove this proportionality sign, so V is equal to Ri. This R is proportionality constant called as resistance. So V by I is equal to R constant. This constant is called resistance. The off traction in the path of current is called resistance, and the resistance of thin wire is greater than the resistance of thick wire. The resistance of thin wire is greater than resistance of thick wire, and the resistance of insulator or bad conductors is the resistance of the insulator or bad conductor are infinity. So this is called resistance. Now we are going to start factors affecting resistance. So you can write Now our next topic is factors affecting resistance. So let's start factors affecting resistance. So following are the factors which affects the resistance. First is length of the conductor. First is length of the conductor. So the resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. It means resistance of the conductor directly proportional to length of the conductor. Second is area of cross section of the conductor. Area of cross section of the conductor. The resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to the cross section area. Resistance is inversely proportional to the cross section area. Third, nature of the material of the conductor. Resistance also depends on the nature of the conductor. It means if the free electrons is more, so resistance is less. Because conductivity is more, so resistance is less. So nature of the material of the conductor. The resistance also depends on nature of material. If free electrons is more, then resistance is less. Fourth is on temperature of the conductor. On increasing the temperature, the relaxation time of the electron is less, so conductivity is more. On increasing the temperature of the conductor, the resistance of the conductor is increased. The resistance of the conductor is increased. Sorry, decreased. The resistance of the conductor is decreased. So temperature resistance is inversely proportional to the temperature of the conductor. Resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to the temperature of the conductor. These are the factors affecting resistance.
Here we are taking an example to understand the topics. So let's start NCERT numerical question. A current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge that flow through the circuit. So question is, there is 0.5 ampere is current flowing for 10 minutes. We have to find the amount of charge. Here current is 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of electric bulb for 10 minutes. Now we have to calculate the amount of charge. So let's start its solution. Given current I is equal to 0.5 ampere, time t is equal to 10 minutes, it means 60 seconds. So we have to calculate charge. We know that the formula of charge Q is equal to I into T. So Q is equal to I means current 0.5 and T means time 600 second. When we multiply 0.5 into 600, then we will get 300. So charge is 300 coulomb. This is our answer. Now our next topic is heating effect of electric current. So let's start. What is heating effect of electric current? Whenever current flow through the conductor, then some part of electric energy waste in the form of heat. This is called heating effect of electric current. It means the conversion of electric energy into heat energy is called heating effect of electric current. It is simply we can say the conversion of electrical energy in the form of heat energy is called heating effect of electric current. There are some example: electric iron, water heater, room heater, hair dryer, etc. These are the instruments which are based on the principle of heating effect of electric current. So heating effect of electric current means it is the conversion of electrical energy in the form of heat energy. Now our next topic is electric power. So you already know what is power. You have studied in your previous class. Power, the rate of doing work is called power. But in this chapter, the definition of electric power, this is also the rate of consumption of electric energy is called electric power. It is the rate of consumption of electric energy per unit time is called electric power. It may be defined as the rate of consumption of electric energy is called electric power. It is denoted by P and formula is P is equal to V into I. V is potential and I is current. So the SI unit of electric power is watt. So the electric power is the rate of consumption of energy. Electric energy is called electric power. This is our last topic. Now we will start our next chapter in next video. Thanks for watching.